Rangers, his current team. He's the best player there. He's an all-star. He's a phenomenal player. But on the Olympic team, he basically sat the bench. He only played less than 5 minutes a game and averaged like 2 points. And you know how interviewers are. They were mocking him and saying, how does it feel to go from being the superstar to being the towel boy? How do you feel about that? They'd say, hey, do you like getting the water for the other players on the team? Are you good at fetching Gatorade for the other superstars? And they thought they'd kind of egg him on. And he said, my only goal, my only ambition is to bring gold back for the United States of America. I want to be on a team that wins. Whatever my role is fine. In Joshua chapter 5, Joshua sees the commander of the Lord's army. And he sees this mighty being, and he says, are you for them or are you for us? And the commander of the Lord's army says, that's cute. I'm not for you or for them. I'm for me. And you know what? You can join my team. Do you want to join God's team today? Is your life too much about you? Remember the parable Jesus gives there was a master that hired some workers into the harvest in the morning, and they worked all day. And at noontime, he hired some other ones, and they worked the rest of the day. And with 2 hours left, he hired some guys, and they just worked 2 hours. The master began paying them each. And he paid first the guys that worked 2 hours. He gave them $200. And then the guys that worked from noon, he gave them, you guessed it, $200. And then the guys that worked all day, they thought they were going to get a big payday. They got $200. And they were enraged. They said, this isn't fair. How dare you pay us what you're paying them? And the master said, this is my harvest. This is my money. Why do you hate me? Why are you jealous of my generosity? In other words, we got to get over what we think we're entitled. We can't be like Amaziah that gets victories. It's the Lord's victory. In 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 57, it says, and God will give you victories. In Proverbs chapter 21, verse 31, it says, the horse is made ready for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. There's a man came to my office the other day, and he was telling me how many years sober he was. I go, man, you've done a great job. Wow, great job keeping your program. You're doing fantastic. And he shook his head and said, Pastor, don't you say that. I said, why not? He said, because when I was doing it all by myself, I was messing up my life. I made myself an alcoholic. I made myself a drug addict. I made myself hurt my friends and family. When it was just me, my life was shipwrecked. But it's God that's been helping me through all these days. It's the Lord that I lean on each and every day. Do you want the glory for yourself or do you want the glory for God? And this